Hating Israel and working to destroy the Jewish state is a religious duty. This, according to new Palestinian textbooks being distributed to 12th graders in the Palestinian Authority. The information was included in testimony given to the Knesset Education Committee today by the Palestinian Media Watch organization. IBA's Wogelanter was at the hearing and brings us this report.
Knesset Education Committee heard testimony today how Palestinian school children are being indoctrinated to glorify terror, hate Israel, vilify Israel's existence, and define the battle with Israel as an uncompromising religious war. This according to a 35-page report presented by Palestinian Media Watch, an organization that monitors Palestinian Arabic language media and school books. The report cites the textbook describing the 1948 war as, quote, unprecedented in history, when the Zionist gang stole Palestine and expelled its peoples from their cities, their villages, their lands, and their houses. Such a description, says the PMW report, leaves no latitude for students to have positive or even neutral attitudes toward Israel. Committee Chairman Rabbi Melchior said the evidence presented represents a serious setback to any peace efforts.
We have to know the situation. It's bad. It isn't bad. The poison, the hatred, which the young kids are receiving today in the Palestinian Authority, the turn to make this an existential religious conflict is the biggest danger to peace. And therefore anybody who is for peace has to be outraged by these findings which we heard today.
Melchior said he will demand that Prime Minister Ehud Olmert bring up the textbooks as the first issue to be discussed in his next meeting with Palestinian Chairman Mahmoud Abbas. Wogelanter, IBA News.
Wogelanter spoke to Itamar Marcus, head of Palestinian Media Watch, immediately following the committee hearings and heard details of the anti-Israel incitement that was presented to the committee.
What we found is that there are many, many difficult problems. On the one hand, they build for the Palestinian child a world without Israel. On the maps, the word Palestine appears over the map of Israel. Even in texts, when they talk about the territorial structure of what they call the state of Palestine, they talk about it having access to both the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. That's Eilat, that's the Negev. If the Red Sea is access for the Palestinian state, then Israel doesn't exist. So there are many examples throughout the school books where the state of Palestine literally exists without Israel. In addition, when they do refer to Israel, it's in very, very derogatory terms. Israel is described as, or the establishment of Israel is described as Zionist gangs who stole Palestine. Expressions like the Zionist entity, the Zionist gangs, these are terms that appear in the Palestinian school books, and they don't allow a Palestinian child to accept Israel as a neighbor to live with in peace.
When were these books printed?
These books were printed over the last year, and they came into use at the end of 2006 in the Palestinian Authority.
Were these books printed with the imprimatur of Fatah or Hamas or the Palestinian Authority?
The educators who produced these books, the educators who were appointed under the period of the Fatah, the person who's in charge of the committee is Dr. Abu Hummus, who was a former minister of higher education under the Fatah, under Arafat, and under Arafat. So these are Fatah educators.
What did the Knesset members tell you in the committee?
The Knesset members were very upset and outraged that this material is continuing. They were upset at the education. They were outraged that the schools in East Jerusalem that Israel is funding are using these books as well, so that we are literally paying, funding school books that are bringing up children to hate and to want to destroy Israel, to see Israel as a state that will not exist in the future.